Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the InArt 1/12 scale Black Myth Wukong, the Destined one. This is the premium version, which means it comes with all the doodads, all the fun stuff. And they sent this as a review sample. It's not out yet. In fact, there's a link in the description below if you want to pre-order one. They are available at Big Bad Toy Store. But wait for the review. I mean, it's going to be good. You already know it's going to be good. But still, wait for the review. Don't just go buy things blindly. At least get some information first. But yeah, they sent this as a review sample, and I'm going to review it. So let's go ahead and get it off the stand and take a closer look. Now, before we look at the figure, I do want to show you my package. It's mostly black. A little bit of detail work going on around there, and it's not so big. But it is big enough to hold the figure, and it's not really super displayable. Like, it is if you're incredibly minimalist in your displaying things. So, nice packaging. It's, like, put together well. There's good blistering on the inside, but it's not displayable. So we don't need to talk about that anymore. We will just talk about this figure. And I was talking about this last night on the live stream. By the way, guys, if you don't watch my live streams, every other Monday, usually, sometimes they don't happen, but if you want to stop by, feel free. It's right here on the channel. I was talking about this guy on the live stream last night. He is just about 6 3/8 inches tall to the very top of his head. That's going to be about 16.5 centimeters. And I was saying, hey, he doesn't have the feather things that Wukong normally has, Sun Wukong, traditionally in his various depictions. And somebody was like, that's because that's not him, it's the Destined one. And I was like, okay, I didn't play the game. That makes sense. So yeah, he doesn't have that one feature that you might have been looking for if you didn't know about it, like I didn't know about it. It's on my to-do list, the game, but I have no time and a long to-do list. But this guy, man oh man, InArt is just rubbing everybody the right way. They are not making anybody mad except for other toy manufacturers. They are just packing in so much for the money. Well, you guys can see for yourself. It looks incredible. There's no way to tell what scale this is just by looking at it. If you didn't have something next to it, you wouldn't think that this was so small. I mean, it's 1/12 scale, but it's not very big. Here's Darwin, for instance. The level of detail is somewhat different between the two figures. Obviously, it's a different price point, but still, for the money, this guy's not like a runaway expensive figure, and they pack a lot of stuff in here. So good to see companies trying again. We have a few of them out there, and I'm happy to see it. So let's talk about the aesthetic a little bit more. He does have soft goods, so all of the part that looks like cloth is in fact cloth, and it's wired. It has a super fine wire in it, and it's really well done. Like, wasn't even sure it had wire in it because it's very thin. It's very thin. And then I moved it, and I was like, oh, it stayed. The whole thing is wired. That's so cool. It's so nicely done too. I mean, obviously, you can see the inside of the cloth in there, as you might in real life, and it's not like 2-ply or anything, but the wire is in there, and it works. Even this piece, boop, wire there too. And his collar area, more wire. So you can do whatever you want with this guy, and it works. So yeah, his clothing is wired. It's very nicely done. The patterning, no problem at all. Like, if it was bigger, maybe it would look a little bit better, but there's not a whole lot of room to look better. It looks so good. Love it. And then we have the sculpted parts, which are just riddled with detail. It's really nicely done. I'm saving the face for last. If you liked their Batman, and you also like this character, it's the same level of quality. It might even, I mean, there's more going on here, so it probably appears to be even better quality, because we have a lot more to look at here. Batman was mostly black. But let's look at his face, because they really nailed the Christian Bale look. Can they nail this guy's face? And the answer is yes. Like, that is absurdly good looking for the size. Look at the subtlety in the paint job around the nose, around the mouth. It looks like a top-tier custom paint job. This does not look like a mass-produced figure, unless you're talking way larger in scale. Like Hot Toys does shading and stuff like this, but not at 1/12 scale, not this tiny, not this well done. Look at the hair, just like on the little pig guy. It looks like freaking hair. It's not. That's hard plastic. Well, it's PVC, but it's not hair. But the sculpt and the paint are so... I'm sorry to gush, but I like reviewing good figures from companies that try hard. And for the record, I had this guy ordered before they sent me a review sample. But I'm happy to receive review samples from good companies. I know bad companies sometimes, no thank you. But yes, this is None of what I'm saying is because it's a review sample. If you guys know me at all, you know that that's not a thing I do. I have trashed plenty of figures I've gotten for free, and then gotten no more free figures from that company. This is not one of those things. It is just a good figure. Oh man, the details. It's like everywhere you look, you're going to notice more stuff. And the sculpt is sharp as heck too. And the nice thing about it is they're actually considerate in designing it, like these little horns. I mean, you could probably break them off, but they're not hard plastic. They're relatively soft, so they likely won't break unless you're being a real goon. So it is just wonderfully, wonderfully detailed. Aesthetically, you're not going to do better than this. Not at this price point. 10 out of 10 for the aesthetic. Like, you can't do better. I really don't think you could. It's wonderful. Now, as far as the accessories go, because this guy is the Primo version, the deluxe super duper version, that's what I call it. You get a lot. So you have the alternate face. You have the normal one, then you have the one with the mask, which I would never use. But maybe it's like really cool in the game, so go ahead. But his face is just too nice to not use, or to not show it. Personal preference. For hands, you get a whole bunch of hands, all the poses you're going to need, gripping hands, everything. You got lots of hands. That's nice. You get the two gourds. You get the little black one that I think is the one that's supposed to go on his back, which is still nicely detailed. Then you get this other one, which is way more detailed, and maybe it can also go on his back. I don't know. Or maybe he just holds it. I don't know. Didn't play it. And then you also get this that looks like some kind of jade, maybe, tablet. That's very nicely detailed. That's cool. You get his stick. You get a short version and a long version, and the ends come off, so you can swap those around easily. That's also incredibly well detailed. The sculpt and paint, very, very nice. And if that wasn't enough, you get the other stick parts, which are the swooshy effects with the stick. And they're very, very nicely done. And you can use both at once to have like a really good spinning effect, or you can have him hold it at one end and just use one of them. Whatever you want. Very, very nicely detailed. Love that. Now, they are heavy, but they thought of that too, and they gave you a little display stand to hold up the swoosh. And they also gave you a display stand to hold up the figure, and I love these round display stands that they're doing. They look very cool compared to most of the ones we see these days. So I like that. So to comment on those a little bit more, the big one is able to go very tall so that he can do like the pogo thing where he's up on the stick or whatever you want to do with that. But you also get this additional couple set of pieces for a display stand so that you can use the support for the swoosh effect in different angles or positions or whatever. So you can adjust the height all the way down to the bottom, just use it for a little bit of support, take it up, use angles, whatever you want to do. You have all the options you need. There's nothing else you need from this guy. Like, yes, there could be more stuff. But as far as what you need, it's all right here. As far as I understand, the game's like got a lot of stuff going on in it, so they could always add more stuff, basically. But you're never going to need more than what's right here. They've covered all the bases quite thoroughly. So I'm going to go 10 out of 10 for accessories. Now, InArt has made some beautiful figures, and they have posed well enough. The accessories have been good. The looks have been good, but the posing has been just good enough. So we're going to see if this guy here maybe breaks the mold a little bit, or if he is kind of more of the same, where their articulation is definitely good, but not the primary focus. So let's see. So for the head, you definitely have some ball pegs, a few different ball pegs throughout the head and neck, and you can see in here there's some different pieces moving around to allow him his range. And he does pose nicely in the neck, for sure. You get his little beard parts to bump against his collar sometimes, but otherwise he's moving around nice and organic. It's really, really good. Love that. Now, they also did sort of a Revoltech thing here, and it's basically the same on both sides. Like, yes, he has the cloth, but it's underneath the cloth, it's the same, other than the shoulder pad, and it's baggy cloth, so it's not going to get in the way too much. You can see here, it kind of gets taut, but you can just push it around, and you can still use it. So I'm not going to use this side because the cloth doesn't really get in the way. You just have to deal with it. But I'm going to use this side. They have this whole breast piece on this side, like the breastplate that it's like split on both halves. This whole piece can rotate around kind of like a Revoltech figure. Not exactly, but kind of. So that gives you a little bit of extra versatility. It's like a butterfly joint where the whole chest moves. I'm okay with that. The armor hides it well enough, and it gives you some more nuanced posing. That's good. The shoulder pad here is on a hinge and a little ball peg. It doesn't offer a ton of range, but it's enough to get it out of the way for posability. But as you probably noticed on this side, and as you're about to see on this side, you don't get the most range. It's probably fine, but not even completely up to horizontal. It's pretty close, but not the most range there. You are going to get your full rotation, and it is on a ball peg, so it does move around on top of that butterfly, but you're not getting a ton. You do get your bicep swivel, so that's good, and you get your double jointed elbow. This down here is on a ball peg, and I'm thinking that's to account for this. I'm not sure. I mean, maybe they just did it to account for that, or maybe it's they're trying to add extra range. But you do get good range out of the elbows. Either way, they're not the best looking elbows. They're kind of long, but not super noticeable. You're not going to see that in most poses. You can see it there, though. It gets a little bit weird because you have that extra long bone. Sort of. I mean, it's definitely not a bad elbow joint, but we've seen ones that work better, obviously. So that's what that is. For the wrists, boop, little ball hinges. Nothing special there. Probably lost focus because my hand was in the way. It's a little ball hinge, and it works well enough. The gauntlet gets in the way a little bit, obviously, but it does work. For the torso, we have some ball pegs in here underneath all of this stuff. Lots of it's floating, lots of it's cloth. It has some decent range. I'm holding it at the pelvis so that we're not cheating by using the hips for the torso test. He leans over that far, which is not bad. Not bad at all. That's without the pelvis moving. And leaning back, not as much, but still decent range going back. And then going to the side. It works. Works better on this side. There's more stuff on this side. But it definitely works, and it rotates. So it's fine. It's not like incredible or anything, but it is fine. And then we have the hips. So for the hips, we can get these things out of the way. These are floaters. They're on cloth, so they can just move around. For the hips, I'm trying to figure out if there's a way to tuck this in to make it go better. Yes, there is. There you go. If you tuck it in, it gets a little bit weird looking. Now, granted, you'll probably be able to hide that with some of the materials, maybe? Yeah, some. But it gets a little bit weird looking, but you can get the legs all the way out to the side. It's a little tricky and inconvenient to tuck them the way you have to, but it does work. That's full on splits. It's a little tricky, but it does work, so I can't fault them. It's mostly because you have like basically a traditional hip, and then you get the ball peg here that lets the thigh move, where you have the thigh swivel, so you do get your thigh swivel, by the way. And then bringing the leg forward, it goes up pretty far. Like better than horizontal, so that is nice. And then going back, you get to go basically all the way back too, so that works pretty well. I like it. For the knees, just like the elbow, it's not a bad design, but it is a long knee. It's a long joint. So, like I said, just like the elbow, it adds an extra chunk that you probably don't want. You can hide that if you don't want to bend it as far, but if you do want to bend it, it does get a little bit unsightly, but it is still pretty functional. Not a super deep bend, but better than 90 for sure. It's a pretty good knee. But it does add that extra length, which I know a lot of people don't care for. I'm one of them. Now for the ankle, it's a ball hinge inside. So you can bring the foot down that far. Let's keep the feet like that. There you go. It goes that far back or down. And then not very far forward. Doesn't have that much range going forward. Luckily, you do have a toe hinge. The main toe, not the thumb toe, which isn't really a big toe because he's a monkey. This part here, you get that hinge, and it's well placed, very nicely done. It's nice and flush. That's exactly the way you want to do that type of joint. Love that. So you do get that extra range there because the foot doesn't go that far forward. If you want, you can also bring it down. Just for whatever reason, you might want to pose it like that. It's not the tightest joint in the world, but it's not so bad that it's going to be a problem. Now, this one is on a swivel hinge, which is interesting because it's not super useful other than to get it there. Like, that's probably where you want it. And you might be thinking, well, maybe I can swing it out to the side. You can't. The way they've done it is the hinge doesn't go that way. It goes like this, which is how you would want it to go. When you're bringing the foot up, it can swing up. Now you can rotate it out like that. It's a little bit of a pain. And once you get beyond a certain point, you can't get it to where it's like out, like a thumb. Maybe you would want to do that. That's about as far out as it's going to go. It's still pretty cool that it's there. It's a little bit of a finicky joint. You're going to have to mess around with it to get it to the way you want it, but it is there. It's kind of loose, but it's not bad, and I like the design element, so that's pretty cool. I appreciate it. And now the last thing to talk about would be his tail, because any company worth their salt, if they're adding a tail on a monkey figure, would make it bendy. And it is. It's not the softest material. It's a pretty stiff PVC. But that was straight when I got it, and now it's bent. So, hey, I'll take it. It's not like he's wrapping it around to use it as a hand or something. It's a fairly stiff PVC, but the paint didn't flake off, and I could bend it. So I am happy about that. And then there's this gourd. It rotates around if you need it to on the little clip. Okay, so his articulation. It's pretty darn good. Really good considering how good he looks. That said, there are things that aren't as good. The knees don't look that great. The elbows don't look that great. There's some limitation in the knees in particular, but mostly it works pretty well. So I'm gonna say 9.5. Like it's pretty good considering that all of their efforts, or at least, well, not all, but most of their efforts went into the aesthetic and the accessories and whatnot. It's a good spread of articulation. I think 9.5 is perfectly fair for this guy. And so now it's time for the final verdict. You're probably thinking, wow, this is going to get a really high rating. And you are right. It is. These guys are making some good products. Really, really good products. This guy definitely is a step up from Batman. You have all the detail that you want, all the accessories you want, and it poses pretty well. I'm going to give this guy an overall rating of 9.9. I'm gonna go 9.9 out of 10. It's definitely one of the top figures, value per dollar, effort going into it that I have reviewed. Man, they just are doing such good work. I can't wait to see all the things that they have coming out. We talked about that a little bit last night in the live stream. They're putting out good stuff, guys. Really, really good stuff. So yeah, if you're interested in this, I'll put a link in the description below, and you will probably enjoy it. Even if you're not into this particular character, it's a pretty cool looking figure. It's going to be a standout. Like, you are not going to want to put this guy on the shelf with this guy. They don't look alike. There's something different about this one. But yeah, for the price point, you're not going to do better. Honestly, really, really good product. But that's it for me. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed, you might want to. I have new videos just about every single day, and thousands already on the channel. So make sure you come back for all of that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.